All right, guys, welcome back to the NSR channel. This is 5 questions with a pro. Shoot away. First fishing memory for me. I really, honestly, God, we're gonna go way back. Going catfishing in my Uncle Jimmy's pond. He used to feed the catfish. He had one albino catfish. We throw that catfish food out there and they come up and they'd eat that catfish food. And I learned real quick as a kid. Now this is probably when I was like 7. You couldn't put the catfish livers with a weight on it. Like we used to put like them pinch on weights. You couldn't do that because your bait would go down and they would never eat it. But if you put that catfish liver on there just with a hook weightless and pitch it out there and let it just kind of slowly, naturally fall, you got a bite every time. And that's when I learned catfish are smarter than me. When I wanted to go fish in college, I played baseball for 14 years, my whole life. And I kind of had to decide whether I wanted to go and try to play college ball somewhere or completely skip that and want to go fish. And when I turned 18, I already had a boat and I made a decision I wanted to go fish. And that's when the kind of I wouldn't say the dream came a reality. It was more or less of this is the plan I'm going to take. We'll see how this pans out. And that's when I decided. I went to Alabama. I stayed there 4 years. I was on the fishing team, and it was the best decision I ever did. Best college fishing memory was we went to Arkansas a bunch of times. And I wouldn't say it was just one, it's mainly just traveling across the country, being able to fish new lakes. Like I was sitting on Okeechobee one time and we used one of the FLW boats at that time. I didn't have my own, I couldn't take my boat, but we were running across Okeechobee and I was like, dude, this place is awesome. I'm sitting on Okeechobee, this is great. You know, I never thought I'd get to fish there. Then we went to Arkansas and I fished the Arkansas River. I fished Beaver Fork in the College Classic. I fished Dardanelle. I fished a bunch of them lakes. So if I had to narrow it down to one, I'm gonna say Okeechobee.
Just because you were just there?
I was just at the infamous Okeechobee. I'd watched Okeechobee my whole life. I didn't know nothing about it. And it was like a jungle, and it was like back when it was legit. You pulled up in the monkey box and there's freaking grass everywhere. There's alligators. I mean, you gotta understand, I've never seen an alligator before because we didn't got them right there in central Alabama. I'd never traveled outside of the Coosa River my whole life. And then like one of my first trips was driving 11 hours, 10 hours down to Okeechobee. I never went down there and fished. So whenever I showed up, I was like, dude, this is awesome. All right, so actually one of my buddies just left, Blake. My roommates were on the fishing team. And Blake and Ryan and Ben, all of my fishing buddies. And those group of guys, they're actually in my wedding. Like they became some of my best friends and they still are today. But I think some of the best memories with them, or probably the best memory, is me and my buddy Blake. We went down to Tuscaloosa down there on the Warrior River and we had like a 28-pound bag one day and it was me and him, and I think we skipped class. I don't even know. We dropped a bag of them. I caught a 7-pound largemouth, and that was probably one of the best fishing trips I've ever had, and it was with him. All right, so here's the advantages to fishing in college. Number one, you get exposure to bigger tournaments. You're able to go and fish these tournaments nowadays. The college events have 200 plus boats. You get the actual real-time feel of a big, high-profile tournament. They got cameramen, they got cameras, they got, you know, it's all hyped up. They have a big dinner. All the sponsors are there, and that's, you know, you starting to get seasoned. You know, it's a big step up from a Tuesday nighter when you show up with 200 guys across the country and you see all these other teams. You're like, oh man, they're from Mexico State and this and that. So it gives you exposure. Number two, you learn about different lakes that other than your home lake. Anybody can catch them on their home lake, but when you start going to Okeechobee, you start going to Arkansas, Texas. I went and fished Lake Louisville. I just learned different bodies of water, and I still use that knowledge today. That was the best part about college fishing is, number one, the experience is great, but the exposure that I got to fishing venues, that whole atmosphere of sponsors, and I kind of started to click with the whole culture of tournament fishing a lot more. So basically, if you're looking to go to college, reach out to the guys at NSR. They are going to help you get the exposure that you need to maybe, hopefully, get you a scholarship to go fish in college and have those experiences and potentially be on the track to fishing professionally. It's a great grassroots, I wouldn't even say grassroots, it's just the next stepping stone. You see all these college guys, they come out of there and they fish the opens. They're already seasoned, they've been in the big tournaments. They already have that networking deal. So going to college is a great deal. NSR is the path to get you fishing in college at the college of your choice, but also you can potentially get paid to go there through scholarships. So reach out to NSR at nsrfishing.com.